Hello and welcome. My name is Odera Onu, and today I want to speak on Hi B Boss. Welcome. Today I want to speak on rich or educated Hi Lebanese. Maybe you can join me later. Rich or educated leader for Nigeria. Hi Mek, the official. What do you think is best for Nigeria? Is he a rich leader? A leader that is wealthy? Or an educated leader? And I brought up this topic because I don't know what is the problem of Nigerian leaders. I don't know if it is the lack of money. I agree with you, bro. Or if it is the lack of education. Or if it is both. Or they are just demonic. You know, today I've been trying to catch up on the news with Yahaya Bello, the youngest governor in Nigeria. Some lawyers are for him, saying that EFCC has been disgracing themselves. We need an educated leader. He will get rich anyways. Lebanese. But seriously, I thought that, it's impossible to do politics in Nigeria if you don't have money, unless you have a backup, you have you have a godfather. But sometimes I feel like poor people are not supposed to go into power because they will just steal money, right? So maybe let's give it to the rich. But at the same time, rich people go there and don't understand the basics about politics. Because I was thinking about this. I heard you, bro. I was thinking about Buhari. Maybe Buhari did not steal money, right? But those around Buhari were stealing money. And that's possibly because Buhari is not intelligent enough to either go through paperwork that have been given to him and know when people are lying to him and possibly want to siphon money. But in a case where somebody is educated, he might not allow others to steal, but he himself might steal. So if you inflate a project, for example, he will know you've inflated it because he will go through it. That's if they even go through documents. Another angle is will he even make it to that position without riches? He won't make it. I beg to differ because we have people like Sanwo-Olu. I don't think Sanwo-Olu had a lot of money. He just had to be a loyal politician to Tinubu. And then he got few positions. Most of these our governors were just loyal. Look at Peter Mbai in Enugu State. He was just loyal to Chimaroke. So they can put you there as his boy. Look at Nwafuru in Ebonyi State. He's just loyal to Mai. So sometimes they can put their stooge there. People that know they are loyal. Don't necessarily have to have money. They'll help you to finance the election or the campaign. And you get into power. Now, when you get into power, they expect you to start giving them back all their investments. Now, when you look at somewhere like Alex Otti, which is now the prime example of good governor or good governance, right? Hi, Lillian. Alex Otti is a billionaire. He said it himself. Not the type of billionaire that Remi Tinubu will say she's a billionaire. They don't need money when clearly they're not doing well with public funds. But you will see that Alex Otti is a combination of somebody who is rich and also educated. But why I have to differentiate between the two is that I was talked about Buhari, who everybody believed he's a good person, he will not steal money. But around him, people were taking money and he couldn't stop it. Because maybe he doesn't know how to make sure that, people around you don't steal money. He probably will sign anything that probably whoever tells him is okay to sign. And possibly that's why things were going wrong. But when somebody is educated, say for example, if you look in Anambra State now, you have the likes of Soludo, he's a professor. It's almost impossible for anybody to come and lie to him about something because he would ask the right questions because he knows better. If he is then corrupt, then you know he wants to be corrupt. He allowed himself to be corrupt. Do you understand? That's why I think an educated leader should be preferred over who has money. Although somebody is educated who is poor will always want to fill up his own pocket. But you will find out that he will make sure that every other person does not steal as much as him because he's the one in charge. Unless they are his friends or relatives. Do you understand? Because when you look at Nigeria and what is going on, I was watching the Ondo primaries and the way they conducted that election, I was just like saying no hope for Nigeria. The way the APC were conducting their primaries in Ondo, the incumbent governor came out tops. The way they were calling out the numbers, two different politicians from the same party in APC were just tearing themselves on politics today on channels. Talking about how there was no election in some places. The other guy said there is election and everything was free and fair. So it begs the question that, are we going to continue like this till 2027? Before I came live, I saw what Tunde Not posted about 2027. If people are going to vote for Tinubu again or if Obi will win. The problem is, if we leave the same INEC to conduct that same election, there's very high chances that Obi will not win. Because I was asking myself, if I was in that APC primary against the incumbent governor, how would I make sure that I win? Should I do what Jimo Ibrahim, who is, by the way, a professor, it was Jimo Ibrahim that told the Nigerian government on channels how to go and get money from Exim Bank. And then today, they announced that they've gotten that loan. They've secured their loan, billions of dollars from Exim Bank. About 1% or so with honorary Kiniko. So it's a good loan for the country. But at the same time, the same Jimo Ibrahim that gave them that, yes, he's a senator or whatever, the same senator that gave them that, this thing. Don't forget, Jimo Ibrahim is a professor, not just an ordinary lecturer, he's a professor in, I think, Oxford, and other big universities, and he's coming out for governor. And for some reason, APC did not want to give him the primary. And apparently, he went around to all the wards of the state and make sure he campaigned very well. So you will see that these people have not chosen the most educated out of all their primary. You see, my happiness with what is happening in Abia State, what is happening in Anambra, what is happening in Enugu, is that for the first time we are seeing highly educated people run the power. Not for the first time, but at least in these states. Now, for somebody who is intelligent enough, you can't come and do smesme. You can't deceive the governor. You can't just drop anything and say the clerk to take it or the personal assistant to make him sign it. He will know what he's signing. If that governor that is educated wants to steal, he will steal himself or allow his friends to steal. But say that he wants to do the right thing, you can't deceive him. You can't deceive him. And that is what you are seeing, that as bad as Soludo might be, at least you can see the workings. As bad as Mba can be, you can see the workings. What is there in building roads? What are there in just making life easier for people of the state? Do you understand? But look at somebody like Okezi Baju in Abia State, that Governor Alex Oti has said that he did a forensic audit. This forensic audit that he called one of the best audit firms in the whole world, one of the top 3 to do, found out that 70-something billion was allocated to build Abia State Airport. They didn't even build, not even land, not to talk of highway or building, not to talk of going for the license, or even one single plane was purchased with this money. Will I blame that governor that he doesn't know what he signed? And these monies were released to contractors. 70-something billion. Will I say it is because that governor is not educated? Or will I say because that governor Okozie Ikpeazu is just a poor man that was given office and has to do the bidding of his masters? What do you think should be the prerequisite of choosing good leaders? Let's say there is a corrupt rich man and a corrupt educated man. Let's say that Nigerians are corrupt by default. I will still prefer a corrupt educated man. Africans are the problems of themselves. In fact, forget Africa. Nigeria is the worst human. I said to myself today that Nigeria is the worst human being, right, in this world. Fair enough, they said they found that guy from Binance, that they found him in Kenya. We don't know how true that is, because you cannot tell me otherwise that it was not a conspiracy. Do you know that the guy that was the major general in Israel, the day that 7th October happened, because of the way Israel was so porous, that they managed to come in, the Palestinians managed to come in and took so much people and desecrated Israel. Do you know that guy just resigned? He resigned because they had to investigate. In Nigeria, nobody resigns for anything. How many people have been calling for the Minister of Power to resign? Will he resign? He won't resign. So you see that we Africans, look at Yahya Bello. And sometimes, something in me is telling me that I should not condemn the lives of Yahya Bello or Emefiele, because I feel like they are victims of personal vendettas. Don't get me wrong, I'm not supporting their crime. I'm not saying that they did not commit crime, right? But are you telling me that Wike did not steal money? Are you telling me that Umahi did not steal money? In Nigeria, it's as if 10 people commit crime, and let's out of that 10 people, one person come and brag or go against the master, they will use that one as a scapegoat and say so EFCC is nothing but an attack dog. These are things we need to change in our constitution. Let EFCC be independent. Let our judiciary be independent. Let our media be independent, not under any ministry. Not president appointing these people. Let them be answerable directly to the people. Maybe directly to Central Bank. Central Bank will give them their location so that it will not be in the hands of the executive. That is the only way Nigeria will start to get it right. I hate it when some people say that the whites are our problem. That's one of the most stupid things I've ever heard. Exactly, Nigeria are the worst people on earth. White people that you will come to their country, white people will plan for disabled. If they build road, they will build a, what do you call that thing? You know, they will make the road accessible for wheelchair. They will plan the road for somebody who is blind, who is using a walking aid. They will put some marbles at the edge of the road before any major junction. They will put zebra crossing. There's one guy that did he was abroad, so he was showing how cars stop as soon as you step on zebra crossing, and he went to Nigeria to try it. God save him, say he did not come down. Nobody knows what zebra crossing is. So we have a people's problem, we have a policy problem. Not everything is down to the government, but at the same time, it's the government that's supposed to educate people, enforce laws. Do you understand? So we have all these challenges, and I'm asking myself, where do you start from? An IGP, Inspector General of Police, on a matter that have been deliberated, even ex-presidents were there. Abdul Salami was there. Goodluck Jonathan was there. Shetima was representing Tinubu. IGP came and said, on the issue of state police, we don't trust governors enough, because he was mentioning as well that they don't have barracks, they need funding, they need cars, keneko. They need more commissioners. There will be conflict of powers and keneko. I was just asking myself. And then ultimately they said the same singular reason that they keep saying, that governors are going to abuse power and use it against themselves. I'm asking myself, the same governors that you guys elect and give power, you don't trust your police to. Make it make sense to me. I need somebody that will please explain to me that you put the hand or you put the livelihood and properties of Nigerians in their millions, and entrust them into the hand of a man as their governor, as the governor of a state, the executive governor of a state, and you tell me that that same person does not qualify to have your trust, to have the police under him to police the state. God bless you. Living in their country as a black man, hence you are legit. Hence you are legit. The whites will make you live a better life, a life our own government cannot give us. Of course. That's why you see our people, we are in their military, we are working in their hospitals, we are working in their, giving them services. And I bet you, I kid you not, Nigerians are very smart people. But we are benefiting other people because our people don't care about us. If Nigeria have 100% workforce, Nigeria as a country does not benefit from, let's say, 40% of that workforce. Go and calculate the number of Nigerians in the UK. The numbers, there was somebody that did it actually, the numbers of Nigerians abroad. There are so many Nigerians in South Africa, in Ghana. I think the highest number was in Cameroon, if I'm not mistaken. Then UK, no, America actually. Do you understand? So we are not benefiting from the workforce of Nigerians as much as other people do, because we refuse to fix our place. We refuse to learn from our predecessors. How can Yahya Bello, the whole 19 governors of a state, said let's allow the South to rule? You refused. Fair enough, you refused. Now Tinubu manages to win. Although I feel like it's a personal vendetta, I don't think it's actually justified that Tinubu will throw Emefiele straight into prison. Now want to arrest Yahya Bello. All these are the people that worked against him or didn't like his presidency. I think it's a personal vendetta. But at the same time, since you know they're asking for you, it's not honorable. Is it not honorable that as an excellency, you know these people after you, what do? You report yourself to the police. If it was when Yahya Bello was a governor and he says that somebody should be arrested and that person is refusing arrest or using the court to fight his case, what would that mean? Would that make him happy or would that be undermining his power? Don't forget, EFCC is a federal agency. EFCC was constituted by President Obasanjo as a federal agency. They have the right to go against or after anyone. Now you are using the powers of a state governor to fight the federal. And these are the reasons, or this is one of the reasons, why the IGP make bold to say that some governors will abuse the power of police. There is no smoke without fire. What the current governor of Kogi State is doing is going to affect other governors of Nigeria. Because what you are clearly saying is that I can use the police, because the other thing is EFCC said they are going to bring army because the governor has security detail. And his security detail, you have to have DSS, you have to have police, you have to have army, you have to have a lot of people following him. So if another police comes to arrest somebody in their protection, they have to fight back. So the next thing that armed personnel will start going against each other, which is not new in Nigeria. So should it be? It shouldn't. That's why the IGP is saying that we have not matured to the point of allowing our governors to handle state policing, because they will use it for their personal interest and protecting whoever they like and fighting against who they don't like. It's a shame. It's a shame that we know who we are, we know how we behave, and we are limiting ourselves things that could have been a solution to our common problem because of our attitude. Because if Yahya Bello was needed by the FCC and he caused the governor to do him a favor and he says, Oga, I cannot be an obstruction to justice, right? You step back. But why would that guy do that thing and it's justified? Because he knows that the likes of Jagaban also plays a role in making sure that nobody, that his people are also exposed. I know, and all of us understand this part. I mean, the video the other day said he will not be alive and allow somebody like Cubana chief priest to be inside for 6 months. And some of us will applaud it, that is friendship. But it's also part of the problem. Should your loyalty lie with the people or the people you've taken an oath to protect, or should your loyalty lie with friends and families? These are the key questions we're supposed to be asking ourselves. Very Dark Man and Bobrisky was doing toggle of who knows who. And funny enough, VDM has more contact than him. And that's why he's also doing his own 6 months, a fair share of his own destiny. Cubana chief priest had more people outside. Although the case might still be going on. But at least he raised the 10 million and got him out. But we're supposed to know how to say no to crime. Because even if you did not commit crime and you support crime, you're part of crime. The governor of Kogi State thinks he's being loyal to his boss, but that is a matter of national security. That's a matter of national attention. To the point that they want to invite army. It is unpatriotic for a governor of a state to be hiding a predecessor that have hidden up to 84 billion and have not paid salaries up to 30 months. It's inhumane. It's corruption. It's evil. I don't care. This is the same guy that went to go and destroy a road because he was trying to stop a senator, a female senator, from being declared or something in an election. The other thing we see was where he's practicing boxing and everything. And that's why some people have a good argument that if you allow young people to go into power, they will just steal and steal and steal. How many young persons have we had in public office? Let me count them for you, the ones I remember. Shina Peter, Shina Pela, the one that owned Quelos. Desmond Elliott. You can go and see his projects. He took pictures of them and posted them on social media. He was building plank bridge and all the nonsense. The menu. So many of our youth that have been into politics is a shame. Even Zubi Michael, even 31 week. Including Silvanos. There are so many of them who have gone into politics. You are waiting for them to show you why young people should be in power. Including Yaya Bello. Because the thing is that young people have more blood in them. They are very young. They are the ones that want to enjoy this life. They will carry the latest high-class models. All these are our top celebrities that are covert Oloshows and Ross girls. So what is it that will encourage us to be going in the direction of Senegal that choose the young man as their president? When the young people that have tested that power has proven to us that they are not any better than our old folks. Our old folks are stealing for their children. Our young folks are stealing. Imagine Governor Yahya Bello wanted to be the president of Nigeria. In 30 months, you didn't pay salary. And you stole 84 billion. 84 billion. You are making somebody like Dino Melaye from the same state look like a saint. When somebody like Dino Melaye is the one like making mockery of you, that means you are very bad. Bro, Nigeria have a long way to go. Nigeria matter not the finish. I swear, like you give up every day on Nigeria. Like every day I give up on Nigeria. That's why I said to myself, is it that we need somebody that's super rich, somebody that money does not move again? Or is it that we need somebody that is highly educated? That even if he's stealing, Somebody will not come and, there's something that I watched today that VDM said that actually struck a chord. He said that people that are going to that Abuja supermarket, they say that it's for Chinese, that they should be arrested. And then he said, have you gone to the places we have mineral resources and see that it's the same Chinese that are there mining? Why don't you go there and protest? Why are you protesting over food that you don't eat? And that made sense. For Chinese in Nigeria to build and dedicate a whole supermarket to themselves means that they are so much in number that they need a place to be buying their food. What are they doing? Go and check the jobs they are doing. They're the ones that are owning this mining field. And yet, we're not making any money. At least we're not reporting any money being made from mining. And these things are going on. And you know what? They are heavily protected because, of course, they cannot come into Nigeria and operate without government knowing of them. Our government don't care about us. How much is being declared of coming from those resources? I was watching Arise today where we were talking about industrialization and how they allowed smugglers to kill businesses that were fostering or doing very well then in the 1970s. How do we protect our borders and make sure people are not bringing counterfeit or bringing what do you call it? Cheaper products to flood the market from elsewhere when we have those manufacturers. I think they said now there is a company in Abia State that is producing tires, for example. Can we stop importation of all those what they call fairly used tires, which is already worn-out tires that they bring from Germany and all the rest? Some of them, you will buy them, you will find out that they are damaged tires. They are tires that have been rejected, that are classed as illegal. And the funny thing is that the tire can still look good, but because of a puncture, it becomes illegal. Or it becomes illegal because he has what? It's now smooth. It doesn't have any teeth. Every tire is supposed to have 1.6 millimeter, 1.66 millimeter. That is the standard of the UK. In Nigeria, a road safety stopped me and said that my tire is expired. Meanwhile, their own tire is as smooth as a mala, not even as smooth as here. And that is Nigeria for you. We need an exposed, disciplined leader that understands wealth and money is not everything in this world. We just need a good Christian or good Muslim. Somebody that is not living to inherit the whole world. The Bible says that for a rich man to make heaven is like a camel passing through the eye of a needle. We just need somebody that understands life like Peter Obi, that just doesn't care about materialistic things. That understands that this whole world will go away. Second Peter 3:10. Go and read it. This whole world will be destroyed, will be burnt by fire. Earth and heaven, everything will be burnt by fire. And a new heaven and a new earth shall come. We just worry over rubbish. People die every day for nothing. Came to this world naked. Eat, enjoy the weather, go on holiday, have children, play with your children, enjoy your wife, watch movies, enjoy music, die and go. There's nothing else you want to enjoy in this world again that you need to be stealing public funds. Money that you're supposed to help to impact people's life. And now, independent private people will be the ones doing philanthropy. Whereas you as a government that have that as your primary purpose, as your primary duty, you are failing in doing that. If you guys hear the stories I hear in a day, if you guys hear the amount of problem people in Nigeria, do you think I just come and be talking about Nigeria every day because I don't have any matter to talk? I'm a British citizen. I don't have any, apart from my mother, I don't really have any ties with Nigeria that much. But the reason I'm so burdened is that people will call you with, even people you think they are doing well, Nigeria just happened to them. People will just lose millions and go back. The funny thing is that the government will see those that are doing well, drag those ones that are doing well back into poverty. The same government will not help the ones that are poor back up to become to be doing well. They will bring those businesses that are fostering, that are doing well, drag them back into poverty. Government that are supposed to be helping drag people out of poverty are the government that are bringing people into poverty. You remember Donald Duke, great man. Those are the kind of person we need. Donald Duke, very young guy, did so well, very good looking, handsome, intelligent guy. The funny thing with government is that if somebody, you see like Alex Oti now is building Aba. If the next governor after Alex Oti is a stupid idiot, he will run down the whole thing again. Unless there are projects, because see, without maintenance, everything will go bad. Even roads. If you do not maintain a good road, there will be potholes, you will go bad again. So you need a that's why they say government is a continuum. You need a continuation of good governance over time for a system to be solid. That's what killed Donald Duke's reputation. And although even River State, they still build well because there's so much money anyway. How much can you steal? Even if they use 20% or 30% of River State's FAC allocation, they will still do a fantastic job. But there are places that if Aba should touch the kind of money that River State is touching, if Aba can touch that kind of money, do you understand? So, I believe we need educated leaders. And I'm saying this because I am placing things side by side. Look at Sanwo-Olu. I don't know the level of education of Sanwo-Olu, but you can see Sanwo-Olu is moving. Sanwo-Olu is moving. Do you understand? Yes, he might be stealing money because Lagos has one of the, I think Lagos have the highest FAC allocation, right? But at least they are doing things. Do you understand? Lagos is moving. Unfortunately, they've closed the beach, the whatever distance, 15 trillion naira project that they are claiming. The landmark beach, I think that one is gone. Like I said, this government, the government of Nigeria, are experts when it comes to dragging Nigerians into poverty. And the funny thing is, Nigeria is one of the most viable economy to invest in. Lagos doesn't have the highest FAC allocation. Yes, it's between these three: Delta State, River State, and Lagos that have the highest. And funny enough, the same three states have the highest debt profile. So you guys are making the most money. You guys are borrowing the most money. Then if you come to your states, we don't have the best of everything. So what are you using the money to do? If you ask Lagos now, they will say it has numbers. What numbers? Have you been to Kano? Do you know how many people are in Kano? Do you know how many people are in Castina? It's just pure criminals. They just keep stealing. Go to Lagos, you see a lot of poor people sleeping under the bridge, a lot of destitutes, people sleeping on bashas made by stick and everything, you know? The kind of money these guys have. If you give it to Alex Oti now and say Alex Oti be the governor of Lagos, you will see wonders happening overnight. Because they are next to the sea. You could do so much with that. You could do so much if you're a coastal. I don't want to go into the advantage of being a coastal town or a coastal city. But anyway, we have all these issues and it makes me worry. Should we prioritize educated, howbeit corrupt leaders? Or people who are rich, who should not necessarily be moved by money? Or is it that the money in government is so tempting that no matter how rich you are, you will still steal money? Should I expect like somebody like Dangote or somebody like Otedola or somebody like Edenuga, should they find themselves in government, they will still want to steal money? Is there not a saturation to petty thief? It is actually not out of place for someone with the most money to have the most debt. It is consistent with the working of the financial system. No, what I said is that you have the highest debt, you have the highest allocation, but you don't have enough to show for it. Yes, they are the only states that have intra-railway system. I appreciate that's a capital intensive one. But again, if you check how much that is for, and check how much was on the website of the company that built it, you see it doesn't tally. So again, we know they inflate this project. But how be it? The red line and the blue line trainway is actually in Lagos. I don't think there's any other state that has that. As a country, Southeast don't even have railway as it is. Hi Everest. Southeast don't even have railway. Do you understand? Which I think Nigeria should make well to do that, because this is you see, I saw that in Nigeria now they move the containers on the railway, which is good. They move it, they freight the containers on the railway, which is good. Now, where does that service, where is it needed most to freight containers to? It's not Southeast, because they say that the highest number of trailers that move containers move on Lagos to Onitsha, right? That is where they move most. So had it been that Rotimi Amechi, while he was the Minister of Transportation, because I don't know, sometimes when Nigerians do this, I don't know who advises them. I don't understand what they were trying to solve, or is it because Buhari was from the north? You want to build railway as a capital intensive this thing, you borrowed a lot of money. Buhari actually depleted our foreign reserve. He went heavily to invest in capital expenditures. Now, this is at the heat of the time when the north was being ravaged by banditry, right? It makes no sense for you to start building train to the north. No sense. The economic sense could have been, yes, to decongest Lagos and decongest the road, build that first railway. There's an existing railway, that's what they refurbish, so it's not like you're building a new one. Some places had a new one, oh, quite all right. But this is just simple garage. These are diesel powered. They are not even proper standard railway that is powered by electricity and signals or signaling system. So that refurbishment supposed to be done on that eastern flank that will cut across Enugu and Calabar and the rest to Port Harcourt. That's where you're supposed to have done, if you are sensible enough. That's why I don't like Rotimi Amechi at all. To me, he's a very stupid guy. Also an Igbo man. Now, had it been he has done that, the money he would have generated, even if you don't make it passenger train, or you make it a combination of both, because I think that's what they are doing, yeah? And make it passenger train and goods or freight train, yeah? You would realize that money quicker, because people will be moving their containers from Lagos Wharf straight to the east. Then you will use the money you are raising from there, borrow less, to do what? Do the other parts of the country. Do you know what Nigeria did? Maybe because of their hatred for the Southeast. They went to go and do the other geopolitical zones, and they have not done Southeast now. Now, who are the people enter those trains? Now, Rotimi Amechi came and said he's calling on us to come and invest in the train station. The people you are still hating on, that you don't want to support, you want them to come and invest. That is how we shoot ourselves in the foot. It's just like this high GP coming to say that state police is not, we're not mature for state police. They know state police is the solution, but because they don't want governors to use it against themselves or to politicize policing. But hold on, you trust governors to handle a whole state. You give them billions to handle a whole state. Is that not enough for them, the money for them to sort of empower some thugs and empower some criminals to go and commit or unleash mayhem? How can you tell me that the same governors that you entrust these people, they cannot entrust the police on? Make it make sense. I want to understand Nigeria. Amechi was working under instructions, of course. Of course. And look at the way they rubbished him at the end. It was Amechi that's supposed to be winning that APC primary. They all switched on him. Today he's even out of politics, going to lead law. So he's coming back to be shouting, "My Lord, my Lord." Somebody that's supposed to have, somebody that was promised presidency. He fought good luck. Finished fighting good luck. They told him to go and fight Wike, to show that he is a man. Foolish. As in, we are always showing our signs of foolishness. Ogbonnayono came and cried. All these things we are doing, all these things, we are the pioneers that created APC. That one, they don't use that one. Sure, you don't die. Because our politicians don't have sense. Especially those from that southeastern type part. They don't understand how all these things are intentional to inhibit progress and all. Just thank God for what somebody like Alex Otti is doing. Aba can breathe again. If you guys know what Aba people are suffering before, if you go to Aba, you will pity them. Tinubu played them the game of politics. It wasn't even, I don't think it was even Tinubu, because at the end of the day, if these guys really want to frustrate Tinubu as well, they will frustrate Tinubu. It's just unity of purpose. Instead, we go lose to these guys, make we all come together, and they all came together and they won. Well, yes, give it to Tinubu. They claim he's the master of the game. He has never lost an election. Because if you come to street, he did. If you come to Muslim, he did. If you come to Christian, his wife is a pastor. I don't even understand how he played all of that. If you come to accountancy, they said he's a genius. If you come streetwise, you have MC Olumo, you have the whole Aboru. So the guy just they covered everywhere. If you come Juju, he probably there as well. You know? Now, my problem is, and I keep saying this, and I will keep saying it until his 4 years tenure is finished. If you guys claim that Tinubu is a genius, let Tinubu do what Obasanjo, his archiver, did. Pay off all our debts. Instead, he's still borrowing more. He's still borrowing more. They are still borrowing. Who promised Amechi the presidency? The North. Yep, they promised him. But then what the Yorubas did is, all the Yorubas that were in that presidential primary, because the thing is that El-Rufai did so much for Tinubu. El-Rufai made sure that he worked with all the northern elders, and they agreed, except Yahya Bello. They all agreed to give it to the South. Now, when he came to the South, he now became who is more powerful. Baba brought out his dollars and, shared it. There wasn't any other person. I mean, the first person to even will his own vote was Akpabio. That's why Akpabio is now sitting in the Senate. What Tinubu is doing is royatocracy. He's just playing the game of whoever is the most loyal. So, Akpabio willed his own vote, and then they were taking turns. Every other person in that primary, everybody was giving it to him, except Yemi Osibanjo. Yemi Osibanjo Kwechiri. He doesn't want to give it to him. And it was his political son. He was his lawyer. And then he said no. Then the Igbos refused to even give, even when they know they will not get anything for themselves. Pius Ayim got, I think it was 0 vote or 1 vote. Didn't even will it to anybody. Ogbonnaya, they were just making a mess of themselves. Tinubu clinched it easily. Now, the Ondo one that just passed now, that's what I'm talking about. Jimo Ibrahim is a professor. I actually wanted him to win for Ondo State. Because for me, I don't think there's any Nigerian that will not steal money. So that is not even a matter of choice anymore. Let's just say all of us are corrupt. Everybody will steal money from government. Now, do you want a rich man, or do you want an educated? Do you want a rich corrupt, or do you want an educated corrupt? That should be the question. So I was rooting for, or I wanted Jimo Ibrahim. The guy knows his onion. He knows his onion. Because what happens is that if Jimo Ibrahim is there, no matter, by the virtue of your knowledge, nobody can cheat you. Nobody can come and change you. Nobody can come and swingle you. No company, Chinese company cannot come and just, unless you want to be stealing the money for yourself and your friends. But if you are just rich, or if you're just a political son, that's when it's too bad. That's when they will zogi ya. That's when they will still, like, when you are not educated and you're just there as a political stooge, that's when they will zo ya. They will zo like Ibazo in Abia State. Use 70 something billion to build a audio airport. Ask yourself, why Eastern region is it redeveloped after war or underdeveloped? Tinubu played them the game of politics. Bills still not going through. Who promised Amechi the president? Aba was the most dirty place in Nigeria and entire Africa. I swear, I've been to Aba. Papa is so bad. They had it so bad. That's what I'm saying. Tinubu is a political mafia. He knows the Nigerian politics more than the others. He was just willing to play dirty. That was all. This thing is called politics for a reason. No emotions. Purely a game of interest. It has nothing to do with hate or like. You are right. You know, politics, there's no permanent enemy. There's no permanent friend. The same professor who rigged the nation to uneducated people. Ah! You just killed me with that. Ah! You just killed me now. Ah, bro. I have to take a sip to think. I don't know why. No matter how you think about Nigeria, you must come to a crossroad. No matter the thought process you come with, no matter the level of intelligence you come with in Nigeria case, you will come to a place you will stop. Like a chess game. I don't know how to play chess game. By the way, shout out to that guy, Tunde on a soccer, on a that chess player. God bless those guys. That guy, man. Good 2 days and a half was playing chess, you know, and his brain was still working. He beat the New York finest. That's what we're talking about. Nigerians are so cerebral. But you see our politics? The best thing would have been to divide that country into pieces. That would have been the best solution. Start afresh. Because no matter how you want to unravel the mess, no matter how you want to solve this jigsaw, you will always come to a crossroad that will ask yourself, no, think again. The same Tinubu was shouting state police. That is the same state police that before all these heads of states and all these people, even Goodluck was still saying we must do state police. Yes, now. IGP say we are not mature enough to do state police. Is it not the same professors that I'm talking about, educated people? Are they not the ones that gave it to uneducated people? That's a very valid question. That's a very valid question. Do you know what every politician in Nigeria is doing now? If you want to enter politics, I've said it before, just go and lead law. Just go and lead law. They said the FCC chairman is a lawyer as well. As if leading law justifies anything. Baba, they say all the cases that EFCC have been going, this former Nnamdi Kanu lawyer, Mike Ezekome, or whatever they call him, the guy has won EFCC 11 times. They say EFCC will make buzz about arresting somebody, and they will intentionally, that's what the guy said on channel. So one guy that was analyzing the thing, is it on channel or Arise? He said that he doesn't understand how EFCC works like that. That they will intentionally boggle the case so that they will not go anywhere. And they will make it look like they're after somebody. They're not after anything. Imagine all their cases, 11 of them, lawyers always beat them. And then they will say the judge is biased. EFCC is just a camouflage. They need to even, ICPC said, we don't even know what that one is doing. We are too corrupt, extremely corrupt people. If na Yahoo boy now, once they will just carry one and go through it. The man said, if you really want to implement Naira Dirison, why not come and say from now on we start arresting? Go pick Bobrisky. Some people were telling him, oh, go and pick the other youth that are spraying money now. We've not heard anybody being picked. One reason why federal government would not allow state police, because during the election, FG cannot control state police. What did they do in the last election? Police were there, they were committing the worst crime. And they will use those crimes, because it's intentional, to discredit those places that they know they will not win. And they will come and say, that's exactly what I was telling you happened in Ondo. And the incumbent governor became the person that won the primaries. Because they will come and say, there was gunshot and there was violence, and because of that, we are cancelling that polling unit. Because they know they will not win in that place. They will nullify it. And then the place they know they will win, they will count it and say, it is very, very peaceful. Everybody was fine. Okay, you see this 2027, PDP have learned the hard way. PDP will show them that they are baba for the game. The amount, I'm not saying it should happen. I'm not in any way advocating for violence. But you see, that method that Tinubu brought on the table, grab it, snatch it, PDP will show them. Everybody is just keeping their armor, just waiting quietly for 2027. Because we've seen in Nigeria that they don't want to do, they really did not mean process, or they didn't even mean what they were saying when they are saying that we are improving Keneko. At the end of the day, it goes to the highest bidder. If you settle the INEC returning officer, they will just call your name. And then use excuses and imagine this is so that they came as early as 7 o'clock in the morning. They said the whole ballot has gone. Gone where? Who took it? Took it to where? So the stories you keep hearing in Nigeria, no improvement. Every time the same thing. The rich will go into power, nothing. Educated will go into power, nothing. Our professors will be called and be given a role to help the masses and do this very important, all-important duty to save democracy. They will go there and be collecting money and be collecting bribe. The only one woman that said no in Abia State is the reason why millions are enjoying Abia State today with all the hardship. So imagine if things were better. Go to other state and ask yourself, what are they doing? Just busy enjoying the money. So I don't even know what to say anymore. The rich is corrupt, the educated is corrupt. How will Nigeria work? How will Nigeria work? How can Nigeria work where everybody is nothing but selfish? Maybe Yahya Bello is telling the governor that, listen, remember that this money I stole, I use it for your campaigning. I use it to give you the office. But if Fubara can go against Wike, if most of these governors can go against their godfathers, Omo, do the right thing and stand by the people. Allow Yahya Bello to go and pay for his sins. So if he became president, this is what he will be doing. Let's know what we wish for ourselves. You say young people. Who young people help? Who young people help? Most of these our governors have traveled far and wide. Most of them, their families live abroad. Most of them, they've lived and made their money abroad. Came back from diaspora thinking that they are coming to help. They are just coming to loot more. People who are already down, people who are already poor, people who are already down and trodden, you are still coming to take the little that they have to survive. Nobody can exceed 150 years in this life, not in this day and age. You cannot live more than 150 years. So what is it that you really care about? You have a house, you have a car, you have children. What else? Why are you stealing so much money? Instead of people to eat, you are dragging and carrying everything for yourself. And people are dying and giving up because I see the kind of problems people call me and tell me are problems that if the government are working, people will not be dying anyhow. So you are responsible for the death of those citizens because you've not been doing what you're supposed to do. It's a very, very sad reality. Extremely sad reality. I don't know. There's no time you'll talk about Nigeria that you will say, this is the answer. You found it right. It's just circles and circles of criminals. In fact, if you come to party politics, if you've not served in government, they will look at you like a fresh face. That people know they will just want somebody who have been there, done that, looked at your style and make sure you are the type they are looking for. You give them access to what they want before they put you in there. And then people go in there and it's easy to join that bandwagon. It's easy to join that system of corrupt people. Because once you are there, you'll be seeing people as now your enemies. Instead of you to go there and be a representation of these people, you go there and you want to antagonize them. You want to use what is theirs for your own self. You forget who they are and forget whose they are. And you lose every sense of responsibility of belonging to them. You need to learn how to follow due process. Now, they found this Binance guy in Kenya, right? They are supposed to engage the Kenyan government and make sure they extradite him lawfully. Not to go and return him the way they returned Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. Because the process always matters. The how you do things always matters. It's not like US don't know that Abakari is in Nigeria. It's not like US don't know how to send their sail or their navy to come in and pick Abakari overnight. But they won't do that. They will just keep waiting till when government finishes or allegedly finishes the case they have against him and release him to them. No matter how long that takes, because that's the law. That's the extradition law. Assange has been in the UK government since America has been looking for him for long. I think it's only recently that UK has forcibly brought him out from that embassy that he's been. But he's been there because of WikiLeaks. Doesn't mean that US don't know where he is. But there's a tradition laws. You have to follow due process. You have to follow due process. The process is better than the product or whatever you are claiming as the result. Problems in Nigeria are the masses, tribal and ethnic. With all the people in government, with all these people in government takes advantage. The thing is that every country have different ethnicities. Every country have these different tribes. I don't know why Nigerians' own is so unmanageable. And the funny thing is that I've said in one of my lives long ago that what binds us together as Nigerians is corruption. We are different in culture, different in religion, different in everything. But you see, when it comes to corruption, we understand each other perfectly. An Hausa man, the Yoruba man, an Igbo man don't know who they are when it comes to corruption, when it comes to stealing money. When they are in that Abuja, they will be sharing money peacefully and enjoying. After all animals are not equal. Some people are more animal than others. I am quoting one of the senators. I think he was even, who even said that? I think he was even the same Jimo Ibrahim. More all animals are not equal. Good evening, Felix. Good evening, Onyeka. It's a sad reality. It's a sad reality. Because to fix a country is not one person's power. You need the multiplicity of powers. Everybody needs to be interested in doing that. But whenever you come to Nigerians' own, it looks almost impossible. It looks almost impossible. I don't want to stay too long. It's more like a sober reflection. We need to introspect. Good evening, my brother. We need to say to ourselves, what really is our problem? Our educated ones is as good as our cheap criminals. I like the way people are going on national television now saying that EFCC is just good when it comes to picking up Yahoo boys. I like the way they are. Almost everybody is saying it. That EFCC is making mockery of themselves. They have no reputation anymore. A federal agency for that matter. Not even a single case. I think it was the Diziani case that probably they got something out of it. Other ones is just you won't know what exactly that they are doing. They've been losing cases. They will just come, do razzmatazz, do drama. At the end of the day, they will bundle the case, and at the end of the day, they will lose in the court. All those governors. That's why somebody will have an EFCC case. He will still come to Senate. He will still become governor. Because EFCC don't know what they are doing. My time is up, but I believe, I don't know. I don't even know. I've lost hope. I've lost faith. People are saying even in 2027, Tinubu will win again. So, I don't know whether to cry. You listen to no mockery on mic on the podcast and show you Nigeria can never work. It's true. That one is a fool. Reno is a fool. I keep saying it. No integrity, no respect for himself. Bye, everybody.